Alrighty, welcome to my first video on The Crew 2. And in this video, well, the closed beta, not like the official launch of the game. In this video, I want to talk about the car physics and how I feel for the most part, how they compare to the first game. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So basically, I do have to say I really like the physics of The Crew 2. They're so much better. And I'm not just saying that, they are so much better compared to the first game. The sleeper cars do not wake up in a big way, because these guys are still trying to outrun me. But yeah, the AI are a little annoying in this game. They have rubber banding, but the rubber banding is not as exaggerated as, say, the one from Hot Pursuit, the rubber banding from Hot Pursuit 2010. So yeah. So overall, how do the vehicle physics feel? The vehicle physics feel really great compared to the first game. Not the vehicle physics, the car physics, I'm stupid. The car physics are just amazing. They're planted, the cars feel weighty, they actually feel like they have weight compared to the first game. And so, yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I mean, obviously the collision physics are still going to be a little bit weird in certain cases, but let's be frank, the collision physics are a little bit difficult to get 100% right. Not even like Assetto Corsa gets it 100% right, and that's a simulation game. In order to get like absolutely perfect collision physics, you need a lot of CPU power to get there. Not every single person has that. So of course the collision physics are going to be a little bit weird in that sense. But yeah, as you can see, the vehicle physics feel really good. I mean, they feel a little weird. I'm not 100% used to them yet, but once you get used to them, they feel really good. I mean, I personally feel they're a lot better than Forza. I didn't really like Forza physics all that much, what the heck. Yeah, as you can see, like I said, the collision physics are a little bit weird at times, as you saw there, but there's nothing the developers can really do about that. They can't get every single aspect 100% right, because they can't determine what things will cause the vehicle physics to act weird. As you saw, I hit some weird object on the ramps, some little lights, and that made me just go flying in a weird direction. But there's nothing I could do about that. I couldn't anticipate that. That's why you avoid those lights. And only go where you're designated to go. Now, I know these jumps and everything else are overly exaggerated, and people say that it's not realistic and whatever, but... Excuse me. But at the end of the day, does it really matter? I mean, this is just a game. This is not real life at all. Games are only really there to entertain you and just give you a way to have fun and just do things that really you wouldn't do that you wouldn't be allowed to do in real life. I mean, yes, obviously, ramps like that would just basically destroy your car. It would destroy your suspension and everything else like that. It would just basically completely destroy your car. Even hitting objects like that would destroy your car as well. But in this game, that doesn't happen. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. This is just a game. Games are never really meant to emphasize 100% realism. Games are only meant, like I said, games are only there for entertainment purposes. And so yeah, slight rant there as well. And of course, yeah, I mean, the graphics are not 100% accurate, but does it really matter? At the end of the day, physics are what matters at the end of the day. And yes, the physics are still not 100% polished, as you can see. As I'm going over ramps, I'm hitting jumps kind of hard. The game lags for a couple of milliseconds, but I don't know what could be causing that. Either that's caused from my rig not being very powerful, or it's something to do with the physics engine itself. I'm not 100% sure because I'm not an expert on this. Now, as you can see, I've got loot here, and I'll give a quick brief explanation behind the loot. As you saw there, I got performance parts, and I also got a visual part. A hood for my vehicle, for my car. It's pretty cool. So as you can see, this is a common part right here. It's just green. There's nothing that could be done with that. There is an epic part, which has a couple of affixes on it, 2 of them actually. And as you can see, there's one that increases nitro power and allows for nitro to be refilled while you're braking. And then here we have a blue parts, which is an... What was it, an epic part? No, the epic part's the purple one. The blue one is the rare parts, as far as I remember. Yeah, blue ones are rare. Okay, let me start from the beginning. Green ones are common, blue ones are rare, and purple ones are epic. The blue ones only have one affix that you can that basically gets applied to the vehicle. As you can see, there's only one affix. So basically, in general, you want to get the purple parts because the purple parts will grant you the best bonuses and allow you to have as many bonuses as possible. So that's what I can see as well. And of course, as you saw, I didn't gain any followers from that race test because there's a content lock in this game, and I'm locked into, well, rookie rank, and I can't progress any further. But yeah, in general, I do have to say though, the land vehicle physics are just great. Now the off-road vehicle physics are great as well, and we shall be getting to that in like a few seconds. So let me hop into a rally raid. What would that be called? Rally raid discipline vehicle? Yeah, I think that's a rally raid discipline vehicle. So get you guys in one of those in like 2 seconds. So here we are in a rally raid car. As you can see, this cool looking Red Bull buggy V8. This is actually from the first game as a wreck car. There's no wreck cars in this game, unfortunately. So we're going to be doing this high-speed drifter rally raid mission. Not really. I'm not going to be really trying to spoil the missions for you. You guys can see that for yourself. Okay, my game froze up for a second. Apparently, I need to get a better computer because, frankly, this is not really working out too well with the game. But then again, that could also be the game not fully optimized just yet. But yeah, overall, let's talk about the rally raid physics as well. The rally raid vehicle physics feel really good. They're planted. They feel heavy, but they don't feel super hard to control. I mean, yes, there's some mastery behind them, that's for sure. But once you get past that mastery thing, they're pretty easy to drive. I mean, yes, there's the high gravity physics with these type of vehicles as well. That's a given. That's part of the whole entire game as well. Part of the game as well. But at the same time, if they made it so that the physics were kind of realistic in terms of the gravity, then these vehicles would be extremely hard to drive and so much of a pain. They drive as bad as the rally cars from when the Crew first came out, and obviously the developers worked on fixing them up, and I think they became a little bit worse in Wild Run in terms of this drivability. But we won't talk about that. So in general, the rally raid vehicles feel really nice. They actually handle just as they would in real life. They have very bouncy suspension to soak up, to just basically absorb all the bumps as they should do. As you can see, the game is lagging a little bit, and sometimes when I go over jumps. But like I said, I think that's mainly based on my rig because, well, it's not that good, and I have a GTX 1060 3GB card, which they recommend a 1060 6GB card, which I don't have, obviously. So in the future, maybe I'll build myself a better rig. I'm gonna be getting a job relatively soon, so yeah, I'll be working towards maybe building myself a new rig. But first, I should probably buy myself a car so I can haul myself around to work. But yeah, as you can see, the physics feel just as good with the rally raid cars. They feel planted, they feel heavy, just as they should be. Unlike in the first game, they felt pretty light and they just were fairly unintuitive. But once you got used to them, they were kind of okay in a way. In this game, the cars, all the cars in general are very easy to get into. They're very simple to get. They're very simple to just pick up and play with, but again, a little bit more difficult to get the full experience with understanding how they work. Now, yes, the landings are a little bit weird sometimes because you can control your car in the air. Sometimes, well, not actually sometimes, all the time. When you're in the air, you can steer your car, which again, that's not realistic, but it's an arcade game. It's not meant to be realistic. And frankly, arcade games are kind of lacking nowadays, and I really would like to see some more arcade games come out, to be honest. The only other arcade game is World of Speed, but unfortunately, that game's kind of garbage, to be honest. Let's be fair.
Everyone's got a moment where they realize.
And I'll skip that cutscene because we don't really need that. So again, back with the parts. Oh, look. This is a new one. Yeah, live reward frequency operation there. You can get live rewards all around the map. That's like the new,
Radar only works when you're on the move. So get
car
rolling if
vehicles.
you want to find the live reward.
Radar only works while you're moving. So where the heck is it? Oh, there we go. There's a bunch of players over there. So yeah, as you can see, the sonar system's pretty good. The closer I get to the live reward, the more it'll beep. And if I start getting colder, it'll just stop beeping entirely or slow down. I'm getting pretty close to it. Is it over here somewhere? My game's lagging pretty bad. Yeah, it's hardware related, that's for sure. Pretty close to it, and that's a wall. Where the heck is it? In here somewhere? It's beeping really fast. What's cool is you can actually drive around in these areas now. Wherever. Where the heck is it? It started beeping like mad when I was like in this area. Is it like right here? What the heck? Oh, it's right here. I'm a dumbass.
You found it. Good eye. Live rewards pop up all over the place.
It's not that hard to
You can
find.
always use your radar to find it.
It's, I mean, as you can see there, the parts are kind of hard to find. But once you get used to how the radar system works, it becomes a lot easier. And you don't really have to grab those, because I think the missions will actually give you better parts than what those things have. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Overall, I really like the car physics. I might test the bike physics a little later if I'll get my hands on basically rally raid bikes and street racer bikes. But for the most part, that's basically it for this video. I'll be in the next video probably showing, talking about how I feel about the plane and boat physics. So yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.